people, welcome to Blu UK Jazz Dance. You're in my dance lab. This is my creative space. Can you see this? Right. This is me. I've made a gallery for myself to do my creative stuff. It's 2021 and I'm writing up information around my dance practice. And what people are asking me to share, how my flying solo dance skills, how did I nurture my own flying solo dance skills, knowledge and experiences. What that means is basically I developed myself to be a performer of storytelling, drama, etc., doing dance productions myself as an individual, okay? And I want to share with the individuals from the beginning what people need to know. I was involved in art from the beginning. I come from a very artistic family, very sporty family. So this is me just sharing with you. This is just my creative space for the work I'm writing at this moment. So this is me. I'm a person with dyslexia. My father and mother taught me visual learning. My father and mum used to do art and design at home. So they had mood boards at home, so I know a lot about mood boards. My dad did art, creative textiles, but also he was an interior decorator, my father, and I actually helped him with his mathematics, which was quite ironic because what happened, my father never had an education, high school education. Very good at, very gifted at a lot of things, and he decided that he wanted to do interior decorator, be trainer, etc. But he was good at mental maths, but not good at physical maths. But I had private lessons due to him and my mother getting me classes, academic classes. So it was really, really nice that I could pass on the knowledge that he had paid for. Really, really good. So I want to share with people, like I said, how I came to be flying solo with my own dance skills, knowledge and experience, because I shaped myself to be a dancer of many different styles. I found teachers for formal dance, for example, ballet, contemporary, but I did most of that work. And people, when I tell people I went to dance school, they don't realize you're only going to have one class a week or two classes a week, which is an hour. You are responsible for the training, what the training behind it, etc., etc. And I've always had that ability to do so. So I want to share with you my silent solo dance skills and knowledge. I've put some information down here. Came from the fact I actually wanted to be an RAF officer pilot from 8 years old. This is how it came. So I need to give people an insight. Yes, I was dancing, but what happened was an individual had a very negative experience, and some people have heard about it. I got violently bullied without nobody knowing. It led to a near-death experience in my primary school. Me and my brother had been bullied. My brother was 3 years older than me. Anyway, my mother, my father got money together with my mother, and he gave the money to my mum to take us to the Caribbean, and she took us to the Caribbean to toughen us up. Basically, that's what they went. We went to school there. We lived in a rural community. I never saw a white face all the time I was there as an individual. So what happened was me, my sis, me and my brother had gone to an all-white school, and this is where we were facing problems of being bullied 24/7. Partly because of racial issues for me, but also because I was a timid child, special education needs. I come from the slums, so there's so many different reasons I was getting bullied. Jealousy was one of the reasons as well, because I was a person that showed a lot of talent, and white kids didn't like black kids who showed that they outdid them. That was one of the key things, especially if you come from the slums. You can't have no skills, you're inferior, you're uneducated. I mean, these are the silly things that white kids were brought to believe. So I forgive them now, but you couldn't forgive them then. Anyway, cut long story short, my dream originally was to be a barrister and to be a cricketer as a hobby, like Constantine Leary. So I had a vision. My father had shown me the person I could be, and I wanted to do that. But going to school, I got disillusioned. I didn't think, after being examined, I got a test, like an IQ test, and I was told that I was dumb. I would never be able to do 11 plus or exams. So I didn't think I'd be able to achieve to become an actual barrister. I didn't know what I wanted to be then. So I was lost in the desert. Then I was getting bullied. Like me, basically, you had no time to think about a career. Just thinking about how you're going to survive the school. Cut long story short, like I said, I went through a death-defying incident. I was taken to the Caribbean. When I was in the Caribbean, I was taken on a plane. I got two planes, and I got lucky enough through my behaviour. Beautiful air hostess said, "Would you like to see the cockpit?" She just said to me, "Would you like to see the cockpit?" She saw I was a little bit bored. I said, yeah. So I went into the cockpit. I started to talk with the pilot, co-pilot. They told me their history of how they became pilots. And then from that period, I happened to went on two planes and asked another person, can I go and see the cockpit? He said yes. again, and it was again because of my good behaviour and the manners that I shown. What happened was, as an individual, was I then decided that I wanted to be a pilot. Yeah. Now, I decided I wanted to be a pilot, but the officer pilot came when I went to the Caribbean school, found that blacks were in the RAF. I did not know that. Do you understand? There was black people in the African Americans in the RAF. Indians were in the RAF in the Second World War. And I wasn't aware of that as an individual. You know what I'm saying? As an individual. People from Grenada, where my mum came from, were in the RAF as officers, etc., etc. And I was unaware of that fact. So I came back with a new framework. I wanted to be an RAF officer, jet pilot. That's what I wanted to do. I found out information there about what it's going to require. It's going to require me to do a lot of work. I'm going to have to get qualifications. I'm going to have to learn courage, confidence, etc., etc. So what happened, I took the first step to building my confidence because I was very shy as an individual. I used to do what is called my own plays at home, a character called a swing kid, but I never performed it for anybody. And what happened, a storytelling competition came up in the Caribbean school. So what happened, teacher and other martial arts teacher said, well, this is a good time for you to develop your courage because you're shy, you've got all these things. You have to overcome your challenges, especially if you're going to be an RAF officer pilot. So I took that leap of faith. What happened as an individual, I entered a competition and won it. But I didn't only enter that competition, I entered athletics competition and won it, cricket competition and won it as an individual, catching competition, and spelling competition and won it. So what happened, I had talent. I never realised that I had this talent, that's first of all, but I didn't have the confidence to use it. This is the problem I had, but I never got time to use it in my primary school because the constant bullying I had and looking over your shoulder. I was being cursed for many different things or being bullied for because I got dark skin, got flat feet, nappy hair, big nose, small ears. Put it this way, everything that I was going through made it impossible for me to focus on any education in my school. Anyway, I came back from Britain, from Grenada, much stronger, more confident and more courageous. So when I went